development or the evaluation of programs, you're not fit for the work. So this is across all boards. So I can bring purpose. Formative evaluation. We call you in and do some work. Make improvements to specific programs, policy, or set of activities at a specific time and place. Somebody gave a grant to a local church or a local nonprofit organization to help to develop Black males. Just using them as a specific group, unit of analysis. I'm not sure if I can get through all this today. Right? And they call you to come in and do a formative evaluation. Because most taxpayers want to know that whatever they put their money on is working, right? So you may be called in to make improvements. Okay? So if you know that it may require some formative evaluation, you know how to engage in it, right? Is this required for your research paper? No, but you need to have it aware. Huh? Questions are often focused on specifics. In social policy, the question might be, how can this agency be more effective in meeting the needs of its clients? You can have an entire firm that do this for business because they don't know how to do it. And in management, how can we maximize the benefits of this computer system for our research team? How can we maximize the supercomputer for research on our campus, except for rendering movies like we've already done? You know, a movie was rendered over here. Y'all know what render means? Okay, I'll come back to that. All right, it's not important for this. But you just know that we are in the business of movies here on campus. Y'all don't know anything about that. But anyway, summative evaluation. Summarize and assess the main benefits of a policy, program, or product in order to judge its effectiveness or applicability to a specific situation or a range of contexts. The aim is to assess the degree of generalizability, therefore abstractions and quantitative data are usually evident. Questions often follow on some or from some initiative. The management in question might be, how did changes into organizational structure change motivation level? When you make changes, don't you think it's going to impact the bottom line? And if you're in management, you might want to bring that to the management attention. But please don't do it without some kind of formative way of doing it, or they're going to think that it's got order. Right? And in social administration, what effects has community care had on voluntary agencies? Okay. All right, action research. Help a group to help themselves. We found a lot of that going on right now. A lot of this going on right now through the research. The aim is to empower the respondents to research themselves and their situation, and on this basis, take responsibility for their own situation. Make recommendations, possibly implement those recommendations, and perhaps even evaluate the implications. The focus is mainly on specific problems or issues and involves qualitative evidence. So, an example of this, getting everybody in a survey, collecting your responses, coding each of those responses, because that's just the process, and then using your response to formulate opinions. That's done in this research that I showed you. So the author's purpose of devising the research of it takes a child to raise a family, raise a child, could be primarily for action. Okay, if you have males not completing college, then you may want to take these and take the qualitative evidence, their voices. Because if you look in there, black men are talking. Okay? Black men voices are being heard. All right? There's a huge study out now about breaking the barriers. We're getting ready to meet in D.C. on April the 24th to talk about black male performance. Okay? And in this text, the project is, if you were in my shoes, and they having young black males to write about their own experiences. Okay? It's sort of a critical race theory approach where you want to hear from the respondents. You don't want to hear from nobody else. All right? Questions are not usually set by the researcher, but are issues subjects feel strongly about. All right? Ethnomethodology. Ethnomethodology. All right? Describes the ways in which people make sense, or the sense they do in, let me start over. Describe the ways in which people make the sense they do in and through the ways they communicate. Notice when you slow down, get that out. The aim is to focus on the detail of the common sense character of everyday life and the practices, by which we make our actions understandable by others. Okay? Part of this research may be etymology or etymology in nature. All right? Close scrutiny of how people do what they do provides an explanation of what those people do and why they do it in the way that they do. So if you crack somebody over the head, you say, I was just hungry last night. Is that a reason? I said, if you crack somebody over the head, I said, I was just hungry last night. So you're like, oh my goodness. I don't want to know what you thought I said. All right? Illuminative evaluation to make key behaviors or attitudes in a given context visible for contemplation. The aim is to enlighten policymakers or practitioners to the dynamics of behavior in a comparable situation in order that those behaviors can be understood and attended to in a more appropriate way. A range of evidence, often qualitative, is employed. So the words are very important. Okay. Qualitative. And no, it's just not the use of words. There's a system associated with qualitative research. From the collection of data, how do you collect it? Surveys, questionnaires, interviews. I wanted to know what a lobbyist was involved in. So I interviewed a lobbyist. Okay. And based on that interview, I was able to determine that they are in a position to make a lot happen. And they are being paid for their connections. They are being paid to persuade others. Oh, I know one in particular. He makes plenty of money. All right. Issues and options in research design. Yeah.